Hey everyone, it's Harold Fisher here on HUR at Home. Of course, this is that weekly conversation that we have that is so very important in giving you kind of the information that you need to know when you are at home in the midst of this coronavirus pandemic. We are tonight going to talk to the Prince George's County Elections Administrator about your vote, because we are in the midst of a pandemic, but it is also it's important that you get all of the information that you need to have to make sure that you are well informed when you make when you vote. And there is a for the state of Maryland, there is a vote coming up that you need to be aware of. And as a matter of fact, one of the other things that is so important for you to know, we're going to ask Alicia about this, is we're going to talk about, what happened today, because, up there in Baltimore County and in Howard County, voters were voting today, voting from home to replace, or to fill, I should say, the seat that was vacated after the passing of Elijah Cummings in District 7. So we are waiting to talk to Alisha Alexander tonight about this really important issue. And so I invite all of you to come on and to join this conversation, because I think we're going to have an opportunity to impart some really decent information. This is, there we go. I think we have her on. Do we have her on? I think she's popping up. There she is. Alisha Alexander, how are you?
I'm well, Harold. I had a couple of technical issues, but I think I'm good now.
Well, it's 2020. If ever you have a technical issue, ask a young person, of which neither one. So, well, thank you for being a part of this conversation. Can you see me okay?
I can. Yes, I can.
Now,
thank you.
No, absolutely. Here's the thing that is. Oops, there we go. There we are. Now, here's the thing that is kind of funny. You and I have been talking for years, but I've never had a chance to really meet you. We usually talk on the phone about this stuff, so it's great to have you, on the program. As I see the chair there. Okay, there you go. You got it? You good?
Yes, it is. We've had many conversations over the years.
Wonderful.
So I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. Do me a favor, tilt your camera down just a little bit. I just see the top of your head, and I want to see your whole face. Tilt down just a little bit more, please. There you go. Tilt it down. There you go. Yeah, there you go. That's better. So listen,
okay.
I only have a handful of minutes, and I definitely did want to get into the conversation. First of all, how are you and your family doing during this pandemic, and with work and family life and the like?
Well, thank you so much for asking, Harold. My family and I have been adjusting very well, just like anyone else, making the best of the situation. we've been practicing social distancing when we go to the grocery stores. Of course, we have our masks and gloves on. And so we're trying to be as safe as we possibly can.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you're healthy. You've not had any issues related to that at all. Always.
So far, so good with myself and my family. We are healthy with no issues, and we are hoping to keep it that way.
Okay, wonderful. Let me kind of start with the news of the day. I was talking about this before you popped up in the conversation. I'm quite sure you're obviously well aware of what's happening in District 7, that special election. What are you looking for when it comes to what's happening there, and what do you hope to take away from that?
Well, actually, I had an opportunity to visit my colleague in Baltimore City today, and I had an opportunity to visit one of the vote center, and I was very impressed with the layout, the voter flow. I was, the turnout was a lot lower than I anticipated, but I guess that's because everyone has been encouraged to vote by mail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then I think that's the interesting thing. There's been so much discussion over the past several months as we talk about just the presidential election, and some people are saying, well, you don't want to vote by mail, but really it's no different than the absentee ballot, right?
It is the exact same concept as receiving an absentee ballot. Exactly. And, we in Maryland have had a no excuse absentee ballots for many years. And it has been successful. Every vote that we receive via absentee has counted. And, and we've been very successful in processing those. And we expect that this election will be the same.
Talk to me a little bit about Election Day for the state of Maryland. Obviously, there have been some changes because of the coronavirus pandemic.
That's right. In light of COVID-19, the governor instituted a vote by mail election. So during the first week in May, the Maryland State Board of Elections will send ballots to all eligible registered voters, and they will be mailed to the address that is listed in the voter registration database. I want to reiterate to your listeners that voters will not have to request a ballot. A ballot will automatically be mailed to their address on file. And that's one of the reasons why we've been actively encouraging every Prince Georgian to make sure that his or her registration is up to date, because that's going to be imperative as to whether they receive the ballot or not.
How do you make sure that is the case? I know in years past, one of the things that you've always said, these three words: if you move.
That's correct.
If you move.
If you move, please because unfortunately for us, elections is typically in the back of someone's mind when they move. And because MVA, the Motor Vehicles Administration is closed, many people use that as an opportunity to update their voter registration. And again, that's closed. So it will be up to the voter to actually contact our office to let us know. There's so many different ways that they can update their voter registration. They can do it online if they have a valid driver's license and a Maryland ID or a Maryland ID. They can call our office and we'll walk them through the process. It's very, very easy to do.
And Election Day, our primary election is June 2nd.
June 2nd is the new election date. And so every ballot must be postmarked June 2nd or before in order for that ballot to count. And the voting by mail process is going to be a very, very easy process. When a voter receives his or her ballot in the mail, all the voter has to do is vote the ballot, sign the oath on the envelope and date it. And that's very important, because if there is no signature, we cannot count that ballot. So sign the oath on the envelope and date it, and basically drop it in their local mailbox, or we're going to have 5 drop boxes stationed around the county so that voters can drop their ballots in those drop boxes.
That's what I was about to ask, because there were the drop boxes in Howard County, Baltimore County, Baltimore City.
Yeah.
And I know that, earlier, and they did a really good job of getting that information out, because I think a lot of people were thinking, great, do I put it in the mail? Do I put it in the drop box? Which one do I do? And they kind of got that squared away, in that you have to make sure that it is mailed by 8 p.m. I think it's postmarked by 8 p.m. Tonight, which really means today. And that was for the election up in the 7th district. But when we're talking about June 2nd, will there be places where you can vote in person for those people who, for whatever reason, may not be able to vote by mail?
That's right. Yes. The State Board of Elections, offered limited voting, in-person voting, for obvious reasons, the COVID-19 pandemic. And so in Prince George's County, we will have the maximum number of vote centers that was allocated by the State Board of Elections, and that is, we'll have 4 vote centers. The 4 vote centers in Prince George's County will be the one in the northern part of the county, College Park Community Center, obviously in College Park, the Bowie Gymnasium in Bowie, Maryland, Kentland Community Center in Landover, Maryland, and the Southern Regional Technical Center, and that's in Fort Washington, Maryland.
I see. Because, and we need to reiterate, to make sure that people understand that they need to watch out for the shenanigans, that the state has indeed changed the primary election day to June 2nd.
Yes.
That is true.
That is true.
It is a Tuesday. It is the first Tuesday in June. It is not June 3rd, my birthday. It is not.
Well,
it is not Monday, June 1st. It is Tuesday, June 2nd. And the reason I really mention that is because we know that sometimes there may be a robocall from some group out there that's trying to mess around. And we need to make sure that people know that June 2nd, the first Tuesday in June, is the primary date.
And I'm just going to say to the listeners that if there's ever any question about the election date, or any other election related information, please don't follow the information that's on social media unless you know it's from a reliable source. Just contact our office. You can call our office, or everything, all of the information that you need is on our website.
And what's the website, if you can share that?
The website it's elections.mypgc.us.
One more time, please.
elections.mypgc.us.
Okay, wonderful. I think that's a great place to end this conversation. Alisha Alexander, it is so good to finally see you.
Yes, it is, Mr. Fisher.
That's right. Look, just make sure that you and your family has an opportunity to stay safe and do whatever self-care you need to do to get you through this crazy time that we're going through right now. And I really appreciate your time.
Well, thank you so much.
All right.
And We'll talk again.
Don't we always? Don't we always? I'm going to be bugging you. Absolutely. Alicia, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You take care now. That's Alisha Alexander, who was the administrator for the Prince George's County Board of Elections. She's always been so helpful for not only WHUR, but for all of us in the news media and any individual who has a question about voting. So this is HUR at Home. I hope that we've had an opportunity to give you some information that you need. I'm Harold Fisher with the Daily Drum. And as I always say, I will see you on the radio. Stay safe, everyone. And I'll see you next week.